What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the most overpowered players in that you can buy in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So when I mean you can buy, I mean guys that you can either get on the auction house or by locking in a set of cards. I would say collection awards don't really count, but the collector level cards don't count, but obviously Dame's not going to be on it, so there's just no point even talking about that. So either cards you can lock in for example, Havlicek is allowed, whereas say Kawhi Leonard isn't, because you can't just lock in a bunch of cards. You actually need to play the game for it. So we're going to be going over one per position as well as one honorable mention in this video. So before we get onto it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. The support in the channel has been absolutely crazy recently. We're trying to hit 236,000 subscribers by the end of the month. There we go. That's come up on screen now. And we're also like 500 off, which is absolutely crazy. So we are actually getting close. So now we're going to get onto the players. So we're going to use 2KDB or MTDB because unfortunately we don't have all the players. But point guards. So there are a lot of good point guards. There really are. I think John Wall might be number 2 overall. We're not counting if we're counting overall ones, but I think the consensus number 1 is obviously Luka Doncic. And I could have just put in other Luka Doncic here at number 2. But for me, the number 2 best point guard in the game is Magic Johnson, the hero card. So Magic, obviously very good. Luka still really is the best. So with Magic, the big thing with Magic is that he's just got the height. He's got that Hall of Fame D-Pucks badge, so he can cheese. There's one problem with Magic and it's on current gen. The guy can't run. And I'm not even kidding. He cannot run. He's got 95 speed and he runs sideways. He may as well have 50 speed. He may as well have 95 speed with 25 speed ball. The guy literally, his running style, he cannot run on current gen. But even though he can't run, he still has gold range. He still has gold clamps, intimidator, all the playmaking badges. He's also got half deep hooks. He's got the Pro 2 escape, which is Curry slide. His release is not, it's not good. It's not absolutely awful, but he's got the Pro 3 behind the back as well. So you can get him to sprint by just spamming Pro 3s. You literally have to just start spamming behind the backs or spamming speed bursts to get him to actually run on current gen. But still, he's a god. The fact that I was running this Magic Johnson, who's not even a quarter as good as this guy against Ty, I'm telling you, Magic is a fantastic card. Then we got Luka Doncic. So Luka Doncic is just really the best. There's no other way to describe it. First of all, his card art's incredible. The guy's got pink eyes. He's got a 95 three-pointer, which is insane. 95 speed, 90 drive and dunk. Dude's got half showtime. Half range extender. What price is Luka? Let's have a look at his price. He's here. The dude's 300k. He is 300k, which is not that expensive. He was actually down 200 yesterday, which is funny. He was down at 230k yesterday, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, Luka really is just the best. He's the best point guard in the game. Got that half showtime, elite on defense, got that length, can also shoot post hooks if needed. He's got shifty dribble style, X and base, which is the best release in the game on next gen. Luka's just the best. He is just the best. He might be the best card in the game. Then at the 2 guard position. So this is a really tricky one, because there's a couple of good cards. If you look at some of the lower tier guys, I was about to say Ray Allen, but you can't buy Ray Allen. Ray Allen's insanely good, by the way, just a heads up. You got Malik Sealy, who is fantastic. I would be 50-50 on putting Malik Sealy in. It's hard not to put in Michael Jordan. It's hard not to put in the Hero Jordan, even though I'm not, again, the biggest fan of this card. I'd rather use Kawhi than this card, but I mean, you can't not put him in. But it's a close one for me between number 2, because I really like Scotty, but he's a cone. I really like T-Mac. I reckon it's between Tracy McGrady, Juan Carlos Navarro, and not Des Mason. What's the dude's name again? Malik Sealy. Between those three guys, I'm gonna put in Juan Carlos Navarro. I'll put in Juan Carlos Navarro because he is so good, man. He's so good. Like, you can definitely argue somebody else. Like, I think Malik Sealy would be the... If I was to actually run him at the 2 guard, I would run Juan Carlos Navarro point guard. But if I was to actually run a 2 guard, I probably would put Malik Sealy in. But Juan Carlos Navarro, this card is ridiculous. 32 hoffs, 6'10 wingspan. He's got 97 speed. He's got a 98 driving dunk. The dude's got half range extender, half flexible release. He's also got half clamps, half hard crusher, half tireless defender. He's also got Wade based on quick, which is like 98, which is one of the best pro-am releases in the game. He's got the quick dribble style, decent behind the back, the second best one on next gen, and he's got Pro 2 escape, which is the Curry slide. Like, he is literally a pro-am point guard who with a 98 dunk. He's better than Hondo probably. He's got half showtime as well. Like, yeah, he's better than Hondo. And he can play point guard. Like, he's a little bit smaller, but in my opinion, he's probably better than John Havlicek. And this guy's like 100k MT. He's a steal. He's an absolute steal. I'm waiting because I think we're gonna get another Navarro type card soon enough, or I think he's gonna go way down in price. But one of the goats of the last 10 years of EuroLeague. It's great to see Juan Carlos Navarro have a card, but my God, I don't think anyone expected Juan Carlos Navarro to be this good. He really is. He really just is incredible. Like, for me, Juan Carlos Navarro is better than Jordan, but I know most people say Jordan's better, so I'm going to put him in. Like, it's hard to not put 3-1-8-6 total stats. The guy's got 98 in everything that matters on defense. 98 driving, 94 3-1, 99 mid, 98 speed. He's got literally 95 plus in everything that really matters for a 2 guard. Are there any vital badges he's missing? I mean, you could do with putting deep hooks on him. I mean, if you put a gold deep hooks on this guy, he becomes incredible because he's got half pro touch. Literally, gold deep hooks is the only badge he's missing. Like, who cares? Like, if you're on next gen, obviously give him steady or give him blinders. Half quick first step, half unblockable. As well as that, he's got the Curry slide, Pro 3 behind the back, Michael Jordan base. I mean, he's incredible. He is absolutely incredible. Not as, like, mind-blowingly good as Navarro, because Navarro's just... He's just so good, but Jordan is still great. And the small forward position. Now, this is a weird position because there's not that many good ones. And you guys can see here, most of the good small forwards are actually primary power forward. Like, when you're looking through here of auctionable cards, is Jimmy the best? Followed by Granger? Like, I think that's what we're looking at. Or do we want to put Hito in top 2? Like, Jimmy's number 1. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Jimmy Butler is number 1. Is not even close. Like, there's no one in the same stratosphere, a primary power forward. Actually, no, there is. There is someone in the same stratosphere. There's one guy in the same stratosphere. And he belongs in this as well. Granger. I do like... I'm starting to go off Gerald Wallace. The more I use Gerald Wallace, the more I'm just like, yeah, Gerald Wallace is fine and all, but he's nothing spectacular. But yeah, we're going to go Granger as the other small forward. Unless I'm missing a diamond. Which doesn't appear I am. Do we go all the way down? Do we want to go all the way down? Michael Porter Jr.? Or is he a power forward as well? No. Like, I would have considered putting like Brent Barry on this list at this stage. That small forward position is so weak. But Jimmy Butler, like, I mean, he's just Michael Jordan, but worse in every way. Simply put, like, only gold. He's got gold range, gold clamps. He's got decent 3-ball, decent speed. He's got the Curry slide, decent release. I mean, he's just worse Michael Jordan. And Granger has got really, really good length and Hall of Fame range extender and a good release. Defense stats aren't great, but 7'1" wingspan with 6'9", and it's a 6'9" he'll play lanes well. Yeah, Granger is number 2. Base 29 on quick is elite. He is really, really good at shooting. I sold my one a while ago and haven't looked back, but he's fine, I guess. That's a weak position. Then the power forward position. Like, this is where it just goes from, like, so few small forwards. I wish I could throw 4 power forwards in. I said I was going to do it by primaries. I wish. If I could put in 4 power forwards, I would. I really, really would. Like, guys that are better than Jimmy Butler at the power forward position that can play small forward are like Lamar Odom, Giannis, other Giannis, LeBron, KD, Paul George, both Zions, Melo. Any more? Maybe if we got a diamond. Gallinari is. I know Gallinari's not as good as him. Gallinari's or AK is definitely better than Jimmy when he's badged up. Like, there's so many. But here we go. Top 2 as Paul George, number 1, in my opinion. Like, a lot of people are gonna say Zion, Zion, Zion. I'm just like, no. For me, it's PG, and it's not even close. For me, it is Paul George, and it is not even close. On number 2, do I go KD or do I go Zion? I'm gonna go Kevin Durant. I'm gonna go Kevin Durant here, with Zion as a close third. So, Kevin Durant. Let's just talk like the difference between Kevin Durant and Zion. So, the thing with Zion, like yes, Zion has all the stats and all the half badges. He's got his 41 half badges. He's got range. He's got all the stats. But for me, he's just 6'9", 6'6", sorry. Whereas KD's 6'10". And even though he doesn't quite have the badges, I just think KD's better. I just think his height and his length just puts him ahead. I think PG, just his release, I think is better. He has a little bit more length as well, and he just feels like he dunks the ball a little bit better than Zion does. But yeah, if you want to put Zion in, that's perfectly fine. But for me, it's Kevin Durant and Paul George. So Kevin Durant, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, half range extender, half clamps. Got basically every badge you need on Hall of Fame. Also got 95 driving dunk, the shifty dribble style. He can curry slide on next gen, can't on current gen. He's got the Pro 4 behind the back. Kevin Durant release on quick. All the Showtime dunks. And the guy is insane. The guy is insanely good. And just the way he moves on next gen, it's different. It is different the way he moves on next gen. Then you got Paul George. Doesn't quite have the length of Kevin Durant, but in my opinion, his overall game just feels better. I prefer his release to KD release. Paul George on quick is cash. He can curry slide on current gen, which is huge. I'm kind of confused. Like, is Kevin Durant actually 20 pounds heavier than Paul George? I'm very confused with that one. But very similar dunk packages. I think current gen, Paul George is way better. I think next gen, maybe I'll give the edge to Kevin Durant, but Paul George is way better in current gen. In my opinion, these guys are 1 and 2 for power forwards. And we're at the centers. So, there's an obvious 2 for me. Like, some people are going to put AD. I think it is not even close. And I'm putting in Jokic and Dirk. I'm putting in my European big man combo. With Jokic at number 1. I'm a huge fan of the Jokic release, just a heads up. And in Dirk at number 2. What separates these two guys from AD is they got those pro dribbles. They got pro dribbling. So next gen is such a benefit. As well as that, in my opinion, they're taller, they got a little bit more length, they rebound a bit better, and I think they both have half range, whereas you've only got gold range on AD. AD, obviously some people prefer him because they're used to him, but I think these guys are just objectively better cards. So, Dirk, gold clamps, good defense, solid length, good shooting. They changed his release to base 94, which is really good. On quick, he's the shifty dribble style, which means literally the guy quick stops and speed bursts on current gen. Like, with the shifty dribble style, you literally get not quite like a speed burst like current on next gen. Sorry, you don't get quite a current gen like speed boost on next gen, but you get a bit of a boost. And yeah, just an overall really good card. Then Jokic is like Dirk but different. Jokic is like Dirk but better in every way stats wise. But some people hate set shot 14. I love set shot 14. If you like Bonga's release, you'll like Jokic's. If you don't like it, you won't. So anyway, that is the video. These here are, in my opinion, the top 5 most overpowered players in the game based on positions. I can't believe Jimmy's in here. The small forward position is just that bad. It's just that bad. But yeah, I would advise you to put a power forward or a 2 guard up into small forward, like whether it's a Malik Sealy is better than both of these guys. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna put one. I'm just gonna put one from each position because I can't leave these guys, even though it is meant to be primaries. Let me just put in Malik Sealy and let me just put in Zion. One 2 guard that I think was very close to making it, and one small forward I think was very close to making it. Is LeBron better than Sealy? Maybe, but I'm just gonna throw these 2 guys in here. Doesn't matter what order, just so that they're on the list and we don't have to look at Danny Granger and Jimmy Butler. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.